All right, so the rain is awful and it's cold, but it's not too bad. And here is the anchorage that we Wakawachi. So it was a super rolly experience last night. I feel like we should have gone further back. Right here is the mouth of lots of different water. And just so you guys know, we are not going to be in Florida anytime soon. It is a 500-mile journey, 500 miles at anywhere between 25 and 100 miles a day, depending on if we're sailing through the night or if we're anchoring through the intercoastal. I believe this is going to be a 7 to 14 day adventure. We've had some bad wind, some bad weather, so that makes our traveling slower. We also, part of this is a boat shakedown. You know, Cha-Cha's fairly new, so she has had to have some engine work done and some rigging work done, as you guys have seen. So a lot of times you should be shaking down a boat before you push your limits. So we're going to be shaking down Cha-Cha both on the intercoastal, through the engine side of things, navigation side of things, even Wi-Fi and or connection that we've got. And then we're going to be shaking down the sail. So that is what we've decided we're gonna do really before we head offshore. We're not gonna be going too far offshore anyways. We wanna stay close to land. I can explain that in another video, what that strategy is about, but it's just safer, easier, and you can get to safety if you need to. So our plan for today is to go. Yesterday was beautiful, but it started raining and it's kind of cold and wet, and that's no fun. So we're not in a rush. So our goal is to get to Georgetown today, which is another 30 miles. So we're only doing 30 miles yesterday and 30 miles today, under actually. And then to either find an anchorage and or dock up at the municipal docks or dock up at a marina. And then we are looking for a place to sail that isn't offshore. So that was why we were talking about going to Charleston and sailing in the harbor, shaking down the rig, tightening things up, double testing, double checking, making sure we're good to go offshore. And then offshore, whether we go out of Georgetown and or Charleston, we plan on headed down to St. Augustine is kind of like the next best point and marina. And then from there, we will jump down the coast of Florida. Or if it's really great weather, we'll just go straight past St. Augustine and go either to Cape Canaveral. But the goal is basically the Palm Beach Inlet, Peanut Island for the most part. The weather dictates everything that we do. The weather and the tides and the boat dictate this vibe. Not what we want to do, not our schedule. Today's plan is we'll pull up the anchor here in about an hour. Wes is going to do some motoring. He's enjoying himself behind the helm. And then I actually have a little bit of computer work that I need to get done. So I'm going to get to spend a few hours working, guys. It's not all fun and games over here. So that's Cha-Cha's plan. Here's the beautiful marina. Boats are already headed out. That boat's headed north, even though most of the boats that have been headed out are headed south. As hurricane season ends, boats from the north come to the warmer water, aka Florida and the Bahamas. So that is your update. Cha-Cha, we're trying to keep her covered up. We've got some things happening that needs to all be put away. But it got cold and wet. We're not going offshore, so it's really just moving the boat. As Skippa-Wippa Scott would say, we're moving the boat. This isn't a leisure cruise. This is a task. So, have a great day. That is day 2. I think today is going to be the 26th. Today's the 28th Captain's Log. Sailing Cha-Cha. Thanks for joining.